Graveyards are some of the most intriguing, yet most unsettling places on Earth. There were, you remember, those who were once in our world, laughing, talking, stealing, and more, and then all of a sudden they were gone. It reminds you that no matter how high or how low you reach, you will never change your fate. I feel like a pope standing behind the lectern giving you some speech. This, and by this I'm not referring to my speech, takes us to our next duty. That's not what I called him. That's his nickname. His real name, though, is Nate. He works in a cemetery. Oak Hill Cemetery in Herkimer County, to be more specific. This guy, for some reason, began experiencing some terrifying activity around the block. Not the block where he lives, which I will get into in a moment, but the block where he works. He didn't start getting into battles post-midnight with skeletons of those who are gone. That's just a myth, but maybe their souls had some words to tell this nice guy. I'm not being sarcastic. They are actually talking to him. In one incident, while he was describing how he encountered what looked like footprints in the area around the graves, some whispers, and a childlike voice whispered to him, "When will you be home with the milk?" That's not exactly what the voice said. It was babbling, but you can hear it in the video. Nate didn't exactly hear these sounds in action, but he scurried away nevertheless. If he didn't hear it on time, why did he run then? Well, he might have felt like running, but nope. At one point in the video, the sound of someone running towards him echoed out of nowhere, despite no one being visible in the scene. That's just the beginning of this man's poor tale of a new lifestyle he never chose. As in his home, the paranormal activity followed, like the other night when he heard a sound coming from the garage. When he checked, moments later, a stick fell from its place. Many other objects in different instances have fallen from their places. One scene in particular that left the man shaken was when the garage door slammed on its own.
I don't know what's going on right now, but I was over here filling in around that foundation, and somewhere along these tree lines it sounded like something heavy was like running back and forth. Like I kept turning around expecting to see a deer or something, and it was heavy, so it wasn't like a squirrel. Like you could hear the steps. You can hear the weight of the steps. But I don't see any deer, I don't see any bear. I don't see anything. I hear something over there, but I don't see anything. You hear that? I can hear moving, but I hear moving. There's nothing there. I don't see anything. I fully expected to see an animal or something. I don't know. So, I'm hearing noises now at home. So I'm starting to think that maybe something from the cemetery followed me home. I thought I heard the cupboards moving. Then I thought my equipment out here, that heavy bag right there, sounded like it was being hit. But I wasn't sure. See if we can try to catch it, but it sounded like it was being hit. Alright, so I just watched somebody walk into here. Those are locked. This is locked. Hello? So I cannot explain this, but I was filling up the mower with the fuel, and I was looking over here, and I was seeing the grass moving like somebody was walking through it. Now I do have a grave over here from a burial a couple weeks ago. I want to see if I can catch it. It was like somebody was walking through here, moving through here, like I saw the movement on the grass. What the f? Got here at the cemetery this morning. Sun has not come up yet. As I was unlocking the door and coming in, as I was still out this door getting my keys, I heard rustling inside of here, or some kind of shifting or movement. So I came in, did my usual, don't see anything off or out of place or anything like that. So usually when I get that feeling, I just kind of hit record, and if anything happens, at least I'm ready. If not, then even better. But it sounded like it was kind of coming from that direction, but yo, okay, all right. I heard you over there. I heard you moving around. Let me know you're here. Close that door. Yes, this is your cemetery. I know. I'm just trying to keep it nice for you. Keep it maintained and looking nice. Out of respect. I'm not trying to... So I'm hearing shuffling now. Sounded like it was behind the cement mixer. Fast footsteps or something that was back there. And clearly you can see there's nobody back there. So, I'm not sure what that was. Gotta reach behind there. All right then. That. A rainy day up here. You gotta love it. I swear, anytime the weather is like this, weird shit happens. So let's hope today is not one of those days. There's that thing. Holy f***. Yeah, that's f***, right? No.
I think he isn't done yet documenting his series of paranormal encounters, so you can check the man out. Though I have to ask, is the cemetery nearby his home? Because if that's the case, he is doomed to deal with that on a regular basis for the rest of his life. To be completely blunt, I'm someone who enjoys classic 1950s to 1970s house decoration. I'm just a classic man. But I know for a fact that these houses usually come with a very significant flaw, and it's not just that the prices of such antique decoration have skyrocketed over the decades, but that it also might bring in some paranormal activities to the venue due to how vintage such items and decoration are. This brings us to the individual featured in the upcoming video. He doesn't only live in a classic apartment. The man looks like he escaped an era 80 years old at this point. He obtained a 1940s painting of Wigan Town Centre, tragically completed just before the artist took their own life. Though the time should have had nothing to do with the fate of the creator, it somehow did. In the next video, Ray Turner was sitting on his couch, chilling. And he was literally chilling. Like the weather outside, as he described it, was really warm, but for some odd reason the house itself was strangely freezing cold. So he had the fireplace on, and he was feeling like a sinister presence was with him at that time. And it didn't take long to prove his words right. As he asked for evidence from the ghosts that they were with him, they delivered big time. They turned off the television. The activity just escalated and became scarier from that point. When the chair in the living room was dragged from its place, Ray's cat felt like something was off. She was scared as more noises began occurring, followed by a cup falling from its place and clear evidence that some invisible force had thrown it.
Okay folks, as you can see, it's almost 10:20 in the morning. I decided to start filming because I knew something wasn't right in this house this morning. I've got the fire on, as you can see there, and it's warm outside, but the house is freezing. And furthermore, there's constant, I don't know, scratchy type noises coming from the dining room. So I've got it out there, that's the cat, on the off chance. If you're making noises in here, make yourself known. Do it now while I've got an actual camera out again. It's driving me absolutely wild, to be honest. Oh, it's cold. Can you do something to make your presence known? Oh, my TV's gone off. Right, okay. Ooh, there's a bit of an atmosphere, you know, guys. Cat's acting a bit weird as well. What's wrong? You okay? What? Right, thank you for doing that. Okay. Woo, I'm freaked out. Thank you. What is it you want? Why do you just randomly flare every now and then? The cat is going nuts at the bottom of the stairs. If you've just moved that chair, do something for me again. Can you hear that noise? Sophia, what are you doing? Whoa, what was that? What was that? What was that? What? Jesus. Okay, as many of you know that follow me for quite some time now, every so often I'll get a little flare of activity in this house. It is filled with objects I've collected from haunted places or that are said to be haunted. I'm a little bit shook up by that. It always starts with the cats as well, you know, they know when something's about to go on. Whoa, I don't know what to make of that.
I just discovered that there are more videos from this guy regarding the paranormal activity. I just didn't dig enough the first time, so hopefully I will be able to feature him again in the near future. Look, if I were to live alone as a teenager or a man in his early 20s, I should have a job to begin with. And if I had a job but my parents were still available, I would live with them. You really think I will try to move out early? I will delay it for as long as I can to save some bucks. But why am I talking about that in the first place? I have no idea. Oh wait, now I remember. It's because of our fella in the next video. His name is Josh, according to me of course. Josh is a virgin young man who lives with his dog in this house alone. His dog, who I thought was a cat due to his size, who I kept mistaking him to be a cat until I went to my ophthalmologist, who told me that I have to start wearing glasses from now on because I have a very rare case where I see things differently. So this dog's name is Jebsy, but who cares what his name is? We are here for the real stuff, for the real dog in the house. And that obviously wouldn't be his girlfriend. The real dog is the one haunting the house. It's kind of similar to a girlfriend in that regard too. How weird. So what does this girl, what does this Jin do? You have to ask him. I don't know him personally. But based on the videos we have, it seems like he dislikes only one area of the house. It's that closet, and specifically its door. Who has to do anything just to open it? Also, when he feels bored, he messes with the light.
People say they wanted me to show you the whole door and do the same thing I did last time. I'm just gonna ask it to open the door. Nothing hard. Okay? What's that? Oh well. If there's anybody in this room with me, could you open that door for me, please? It'd be really nice if someone could open that door. Usually does it by now. Wonder what the heck that's about. Gypsy, what are you doing? There it goes. Told you guys. I told you. Now. Oops, I dropped some. There we go. Okay. See? Nothing's in here. No one is in this room at all. Not one bit. See? Look. No string. No string. Not on the door at all. And now I'm going to show you why I did this again. Look at this. I've blocked this door off so it wouldn't bother me no more. And it tore up my carpet. It clawed on my door. I'm freaking out. Like, I'm about to move out, honestly. I'm sitting on my bed. Watch this. If there's anyone in here, open that door. If there's anyone in this room, open that door. Try harder than that.
Forget about Josh's carpet. Let's focus on these bags. I wonder what's in them. They look as if they are filled with human body parts. I know the difference between human body parts and anything else when I see these bags. An urban legend, or should I say, an urban explorer, once decided to stream his exploration in an old, abandoned, anonymous building, and it didn't go as he planned. Why? What was he plotting anyways for the stream? I don't know. I just said that to fill the script. He wasn't plotting for anything. He just wanted to see how far he could go before things escalated from dangerous to stupidly dangerous. He got what he asked for. At first, when he was inside the building itself, he heard some weird, dull voice. He was praying, but the praying was cut, and so was he. The other part of the clip is where it got more intense on the spice scale of horrifying moments. He was looking at the window, where, in return, a tall, dark figure was staring at the man. How was I able to tell that figure was also staring the man down from that distance, despite it not having any apparent features? Well, based on how it disappeared after the man noticed its existence, you can tell it was aware of what he was doing.
Ah, kan? Ya Allah, ya Robi, ada suara benda kegeser, Kak. Ada suara benda kegeser. La ilaha illallah. Apakah ini sengaja kah bikin gue naik turun biar gue capek? Hah? Hei. Kalian yang ada sini tolong hadirkanlah diri kalian. Sendiri. Itu ada bangunan satu lagi, teman-teman. Ya, kalian lihat ya. Itu apa ya? Hah? Apa itu, Cok? Hah? Apa itu? Hah?
I'm not sure yet. I have doubts about who the original creator of this is, since I didn't take the clips from its original source, but I assume this building was once a school. When it comes to camping, the last site you want to go to is the forest. Then, where could you camp if you should not go to the forest? Well, maybe the mountains would be a better idea. Seriously though, camping in a campsite where rumors of hauntings are being spread around by previous visitors and locals living nearby sounds like a bad idea. Bad isn't even enough to classify such a terrible choice of a camping site. It's a horrible idea. That's why the team of Kurashiro has decided to camp in this location, a location only investigators would go to. There have been rumors about it of water flowing on its own from the faucets, unexplained noises and such. But the most terrifying information they had to take note of, which might have been the ultimate reason why the place became haunted and almost vacated, is the person who took his own life inside the camp house, or maybe in the cottage. As they arrived, one of them kept freaking out as there were noises in the background constantly. He was the weakest one in the group, but I can't blame him. The night only got creepier once they installed their cameras in different sections of the place, where you can hear the sounds much clearer, noises like someone messing around. And to prove that these noises weren't caused by humans, the door right in front of the camera opened by itself. Well, up until here, things are setting the stage for a creepy day they won't forget, but nothing off the top yet. The water was flowing on its own too though, even though the faucet was not on. But things got creepier as one of them, who was holding his camera, noticed a strange movement from inside the closet. Something was peeking out of that closet, and upon replaying the footage, it turned out to be a mysterious hand. If you thought the hand apparition was scary, how about some legs? Later in the investigation, unintentionally, the camera caught human legs hanging from the ceiling.
なんでこんな流れあれボスたち流したままどういうこと止めたよねなんで流れてんのうわ怖っ結構広いな結構広いぞこれなに誰かいる誰かいますか失礼します。ここベッドか。なんでなったどっかになった今。誰かいる待って、上あったの上あるのか。今めっちゃ上から。怖い。カメラも。 なんでなになになになに痛え、落ちた。痛え痛え。なんで水また流れてんの？止めたよね。こんなにがっつり閉めたよさっき。
えあ何の音だこれ。パチパチ。何ちょっと待って。いや、それはないだろ。何今の。一旦戻ります。何マジかよ。あれシロあれシロびっくりした。トイレ勝手に開いた。トイレ勝手に開いた。ちょっと待って。あれみんな寝てるよ。あ、ちょっと開いただけ。開いたグーッて開いた。びっくりした。びっくりした。なんか落ちてきた。ちょっと待って。今上からも降ってきてるなんか。クレーンさん起きちゃうよ。ごめんなさい。すいません。ごちゃごちゃドアノブを動かされた感じもあったんですけど。ちょっと待って。誰もいないですね。何なんだろう。キュイーンってこれ。今トイレの方から
The legs hanging to me was the ultimate indicator that whoever said there was a person who took his own life here was correct. The hand was not as creepy because it was less apparent. The next video is really interesting and actually somewhat bone-chilling because it's a scary list. It has to be categorized somewhere there. When you have a dog or group of dogs and then you get introduced to a new dog waiting for you to open the door for him in your backyard, you might consider taking him in and adding him to the group of pets. That's a moment of humanity and kindness, but that's in reality if that dog happened to be an actual animal. As you can see, or not yet, but as you will see in the subsequent video, we have a man named Alex. He is a dog type guy, he owns 5 of them, and he is somewhat wealthy based on his house and car. One night, he heard noises coming from the roof of his house. Curious to know who could have been able to get up there and make some noise. I mean, it's not like Santa is a real thing and he was trying to get to the chimney or something. Alex found no trace of any creature who could have been up there. Strange and kinda creepy, but that was just the beginning for him of a series of scary events. You see, I mentioned the dog part for a reason, as in one of the upcoming videos, he noticed that dog identical to one of his, like a carbon copy, was standing right at his backyard door, staring him down and barely making any movements. Alex mentioned that his dog was in the garage, and he kept her there because she was in heat or something, which brought up the question, where did that dog come from, and how is it that it was a replica of one of his dogs? Not only that, but why would she appear out of nowhere at night after the creepy events began? Questions Alex couldn't find answers for and was only provided with more paranormal activities later on. As for his shed, he noticed that something opened its door and locked it back again, and he rushed to see what or who could have done that, but that shed was empty. Perhaps the manifestation of the shadow figure might have something to do with all of this.
El video que te voy a mostrar a continuación fue filmado por una cámara de seguridad solar que instalé nueva, que no se conecta a la electricidad, que tiene su banco de almacenamiento propio y que no pensé que iba a grabar lo que te voy a mostrar a continuación. Yo esto lo he visto con mis propios ojos y hoy lo voy a compartir. El video que puse ayer fue borrado de TikTok y me advirtieron que si lo subía una vez más, mi cuenta iba a ser suspendida. Este es un video nuevo, totalmente diferente. No pensé que la cámara iba a poder captar lo que yo he visto en persona y muchos pensarán que esto no es cierto. Muchos pensarán que es una entidad paranormal. Otros que a lo mejor es un alien. Yo sé lo que vi, yo sé lo que estoy pasando. Mucha gente no lo va a entender, pero aquí está el video. Ustedes saquen sus propias conclusiones. Se cuidan. Apuntan a ese lugar y al corral. Dicen que mi casa está protegida, que Lady está bien, pero que hay algo en esa zona. Y sinceramente no sé qué decirte. Se siente esto un poco mejor desde que vinieron. Vino también un priest a limpiar. Pero el puto sonido de nuevo vino. ¡Qué mierda! Lady. Hasta Lady tiene miedo. Y esa vibración o ese sonido siempre viene de un mismo lugar, que es por acá atrás, que es lo que yo les he mostrado anteriormente, pero no veo muy bien, es de noche y... ¿Hay algo? ¿Hay algo ahí o qué? No veo. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Corre, Lady, corre, 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 mamá. Vamos a la casa. Adentro, adentro. 2 de la mañana y hay ruidos horribles afuera de mi propiedad de nuevo. Y una de mis perras está afuera llorando que quiere entrar. Déjame que te muestre algo. Esa es mi perra, una de mis perras. Ha estado llorando afuera que quiere entrar. Pero algo está extraño. Y te voy a decir por qué. Déjame que te muestre esto. Esto es una locura. Lady. Mi perro ha estado adentro. Mi perro ha estado dentro del garage por las últimas 3 horas. Eso que está afuera no es mi perro. Lo que está afuera es algo que tomó la forma de mi perra y que quiere que lo deje entrar. Algo que obviamente no puede entrar en mi casa sin que yo les abra la puerta. Esa no es mi perra. Vete de aquí. Vete de aquí, tú no perteneces a este mundo.
He is calling it a skinwalker, and I may not be able to come up with an argument strong enough to counter his theory. I mean, that dog incident alone needs a whole discussion. Attempting the Bloody Mary challenge, and I know how I pronounced it. I did it on purpose for the rules. When attempting that ritual, not knowing what it can bring up, then you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable position. The terrifying outcomes that are awaiting you. You just don't know how much pain that could follow due to conducting this ritual. You heard all I said right there. Yeah, it's all crap. I personally don't believe this ritual specifically has any connection with any ghost or demon. It's all made up so people can make content. I don't even know who came up with this idea. Regardless, that doesn't mean we can't take a look at people who attempted this at their own houses. Like Ali in this next clip, where he tried to see what could possibly go wrong. It didn't take long for him before he found himself dealing with what he calls paranormal. For me personally, I'm not so sure about it. It all started in the bathroom when my diarrhea had some serious words with me after I ate fried chicken from that one restaurant. When it comes to Ali, he wasn't with me on that. We live in 2 separate countries. He was also in the bathroom when it all started. However, in his case, he was put on board with some ghosts after kicking it off with Mary's ritual. He used a candle and switched all the house lights off. He said the magical words, and then the noises began. Though there weren't lots of noises, there were enough to shake the man up. After hearing the noise, the candle began flickering in an unnatural manner, even though there was no air force in the house either. Ali felt the pressure. He felt it twice, the first time after going through what I just described. So he told Alexa to switch lights on and do other stuff, but strangely, she was responsive in words, not in actions. That's when he felt the pressure the second time? Nope. It was after he called his girlfriend, and the call was not connecting for some odd reason. He then felt like some heavy weight on his back. That was his second time.
You guys are wondering? So, without further ado, let's do this. Spin 3 times. Okay. Close my eyes. I got this, guys. Okay. Are we ready, guys? Do this again. Okay. Closing my eyes. No. Guys. That sounded like it was coming from the other washroom. But that room's literally shut. Okay. I gotta figure out a way to open this. God. Hello? Guys, the candle's like tripping out right now. But it's just us. We're the only ones in here. Alexa, turn on Office.
Office isn't responding. Please check its network connection and power supply.
What? Alexa, turn on window.
Sorry, which device?
Alexa, turn on window.
Window isn't responding. Please check its network connection and power supply.
What are you talking about? It's literally... It's connected. So is... What the is going on? Oh my god, what am I supposed to do? How the hell? What the? No. No. Where's the mirror? Where's the mirror? What? Where the what the is going on right now? Okay, Google, turn on kitchen.
Okay, turning on the kitchen.
What? The light's doing that thing again. What the is going on? How did the mirror get right in front of my bed? The mirror literally went from in there to directly where I'm supposed to be sleeping tonight. Like literally, that's my pillow. And that's where the mirror's pointing. Oh my god, this is good. Oh, great. So now I'm stuck in this place trying not to die for the night. I have the dogs with me, so I should be okay. Oh, my back's killing me. It feels like somebody is like literally sitting on my shoulders 24/7. That's how painful my back is. Like that's what it feels like. Okay, I got this. It's gonna be fine. What was that? Is that a cat? Hello, cats? Hello? Yeah, great. This is not what I need right now. This is not what I need. Okay, I'm ending this video here. I love you guys. I'm gonna put that mirror back.
I forgot to mention the mirror part in the intro, but due to how many rituals and experiments he attempted in this very house, I think it can all build to something. That's if it was all done in a genuine fashion. I don't know how this man in the subsequent video ended up there, but it feels like he just spawned in the location randomly. The place doesn't have an identity, it's anonymous. It feels stripped off right from a horror game. The man was using some devices, such as an EMF detector, trying to communicate with any spirits, but every time he tries to get some clear evidence, a clearer evidence occurs. In other words, every time he tries to get some response from these devices, it follows up with the real thing. with some real sounds from within the place itself. It sounded like someone or something was messing around. Sometimes it's coming from upstairs, and sometimes it's coming from behind him. He couldn't tell where it's exactly coming from. He tries to seek it, but he falls short. In the end, he finds himself cornered. Not like literally cornered, as he was standing in the middle of a hallway with some random sounds around him. And as mentioned before, there are no traces of any other human to be found. So who could be making these sounds other than some malevolent spirits? In the end, he ran for his life after these noises got louder, almost threatening him.
Eh? Eh? Hola? ¿Quién es? Tío, no me jodas. Hostia, tío. Tío, suena como alguien arriba. Caminando. ¡Eh! Los vellos de punta. Lo prometo. Como escarpia. A ver si llega a enfocar bien. Mira, mira. Dios mío. ¿Y por qué? He entendido, huye. Este poblado maldito. Tío. ¿Cómo va a ser eso? Otra vez, tío. ¿Hola? ¿Quién eres? ¿Qué es lo que quieres? ¿Te escuchaba andando? ¡Yu! Hola.
cago en la puta que parió.
The problem is that there is no context whatsoever about this video, and this is the first time I see an investigator using such a device as the one this man used. It looked like a mini metal detector. Also, who put 666 on top of a cross? Usually, they do that with an inverted cross, so I assume some Christian painted that on the wall before some Satan fan stepped in and decided to add his own touch to that wall. A lot of people who watches these kind of videos may have stumbled upon an investigator called Franco TV. He is very well known in the genre and has been featured by a lot of famous YouTube channels in this niche. He is also an investigator who goes to cemeteries and mausoleums frequently and make videos about them, capturing a lot of scary evidence. He has been known for that. These places are almost like second home to him. It's his thing, but he is not apparent in the subsequent footage. No, it's someone else, but the reason I have talked about him is due to the fact that I was almost tricked and thought he was the one doing the investigation, knowing that he also speaks Spanish, but it turned out it's a different dude. The man is a carbon copy of Franco, at least in the next video he was. He is exploring a mausoleum, and the video didn't have any context for me to provide you with. It's a cut from a long investigation, as it seems. He was walking around looking for any evidence of the paranormal, while there were some sounds in the background. You can't tell whether these sounds were from a road nearby or if they were caused by some sinister source. He found a balloon, even though the weather wasn't windy that day, according to my meteorological analysis. But a balloon is a balloon, so it has to jiggle around a bit. There was nothing to be scared of until that balloon started circling around very rapidly out of nowhere with no real force causing that to happen. It was truly as if some ghost was trying to send a message. There were things thrown at the investigator, scratching him, but he lost it in the end when a loud sound of something shattering appeared from behind.
Están haciendo sonido por todos lados. Disculpen las groserías, pero se me salen porque se están escuchando. Se están escuchando sonidos por todos lados. Que ahora no te vas a mover. Que ahora no te vas a mover. O sea, me acerco y no te mueves. ¿Qué? No te me acerques. El instante fue fuerte, ¿eh? El instante fue fuerte, ¿eh? Se escucharon demasiados sonidos a todo mi alrededor. Les juro que sí tuve miedo por un rato, ¿eh? No les voy a mentir. Me tiraron algo. Me tiraron algo con Mira, me raspado el brazo. Puta madre. Vamos todos apoyando el morado. Todos apoyando el moradito, todos apoyando el moradito. Vamos, 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 todos apoyando el moradito. Me voy, gente. Me voy, me voy, me voy, me voy. Parece que vamos a una zona más segura. Mierda. Esa mierda me ha podido haber caído a mí. Espérense un rato. Quiero sentarme un rato. Ah, la mierda.
I don't know what he is trying to get away with. Like, what's the whole point of him investigating the area? You already saw how that balloon behaved. Wasn't it a clear indication that you should evade the location? I don't like to have neighbors or partners living with me in the same house. That's the solid reason why I'm still not married, not for some other odd reason. I'm pretty sure ladies find me attractive in some way. Maybe attractively disturbing? It's all fun and games until you get hit by the reality train, where we are not discussing a real-life partner, but rather a ghostly figure. A. Rosette, and don't ask me what the A stands for in his name. I don't know the guy. He recently, and when I say recently, I'm talking based on his video when it was recorded. For us in the present moment, it has been 2.5 years since this video was published. He moved into the new house with all his hopes and dreams. That's all he had, other than his gadgets and clothes. At least that's what he believed at first. Until one night he swore to have encountered what looked like a shadow figure in the corridor leading to his bedroom. So, he decided to document his creepy experience. While he was on his bed explaining the incident, his bedroom door all of a sudden moved on its own, as if someone was about to get in, despite the air fan being turned off and no draft to move the door. That happened after he brought up the topic of that shadow figure. The other night, he decided to set up a camera in that very same corridor when he captured one terrifying scene, where a figure seemed to be peeking from behind the corner before disappearing.
Okay, so this is my apartment, guys. So I moved here in around July, and at least I think around it was like last week I moved in, and the first day it was nice and peaceful, and everything was good. But then, while I was here in my bedroom, it's nothing. But all of a sudden, lately I've been having very strange, kind of some weird paranormal type stuff where the doors opening by itself. And that was actually the second night. It was the second night. Then I think it was around 11. I was kind of in my office, but I was going to bed, and all of a sudden I look at this weird looking creepy apparition that was kind of exactly around right in the same air corner, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh crap. So I kind of ran. I'm like, what the heck is that? and it had hands, and I saw half of his face, but it looked like white ghostly. I don't know what it is, but very weird. It was very weird. But then all of a sudden, it's just crazy. Oh snap! What the heck? What the heck? Hello? What the heck? Y'all see that? Man, that thing drove by itself, and there's no wind drag or nothing. Look at the fan, look at that fan, the fan working. What the heck? Y'all saw that, right? This is what I'm talking about. It's doing it by itself. Nobody in there. The frick is wrong with this? And to me, now, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, but the air ain't on. And it usually come on. But goodness gracious, that was just weird. But this is what I'm talking about. And then 2 days ago, I decided, because I didn't get no videos from last week when I moved in. This time I had to do the video it was on Thursday. And I had my tripod, and I was like, okay, let me put this down and see what happens. Then all of a sudden, here comes a weird figure coming through the hallway. Coming through the dark hallway like it's crazy. Right in that corner. But the camera flipped the other way. It was the other way. So it was actually that way. But it was in that corner. So it's very weird. Well, very creepy stuff happening in my apartment. But I hope I'm gonna need some paranormals out here. Man, I'll let you know if I see anything strange up there. But what you just saw, I think that there was no, I ain't seen, I don't know, I did not see nothing. And it just opened by itself. Nothing.
Maybe you couldn't spot the figure at first as it was really too dark, but you have to ask yourself the question, is it really worth it to keep it up with this figure? If you're okay living with a weirdo who appears only at night, then, yeah, you're a perfect match. You know what else is a perfect match? You subscribing and watching the next video on screen.